Once upon a time, there lived a maiden called Nneka. Her mother passed away while giving birth to her. Her father died while mourning his wife, so she lived with her grandmother who took care of her. One day, her grandmother said, Nneka, don't you think it's high time you consider marriage as you are not getting any younger? Nneka said, Yes, Mama. When I see my spec, I will get married. The grandmother said, there are some things you need to know about marriage. Sit down, let's talk. So her grandma told her all she needs to know about marriage. The next day, they had a strange visit from a seer. Good day all, says the seer. I have a message for your daughter, Nneka. And the grandma said, Go ahead, wise one. We are listening. And the seer says, Nneka, be careful when choosing a suitor. Do not be carried away with material things, as that could lead to the end of your life. Be careful, Nneka. And the seer left. The grandma, in shock and very worried, spoke to Nneka and advised her also to be careful when choosing a suitor. The next day, Nneka went to the usual spot where she meets her friend Olamma, and she told her all that the seer said. Olamma was very worried for her, but Nneka didn't take it serious and they parted ways. The next day, she met a young man named Chukwuemeka. He was so interested in making Nneka his wife, but he wanted her to get to know him first. Nneka was not so impressed with his looks, so she didn't take him serious. The following day, she met another young man named Ifeanyi. He was so handsome and very captivating. Nneka was so carried away by his looks and they became friends immediately. She went home so happy, calling out her grandmother, Mama, Mama, I met the man I want to marry today. He is so cute and handsome. Mama, you will like him. Her grandmother was so worried because of what the seer had said. She said to Nneka, Don't be carried away. Remember what the seer said. But Nneka ignored her grandmother. The next day, she met her friend Olamma in their usual spots and told her of the man she met and how charming he is. Olamma also reminded her of what the seer had said, but still Nneka did not listen. The following day, she met Ifeanyi, the man of her dreams, and they talked for a long time. Nneka was so happy. Afterwards, he proposed to her. She came back so excited and called out her grandmother, Mama, Ifeanyi proposed to me. Her grandmother was so disappointed and worried, and she cautioned Nneka, but Nneka did not listen. After so many arguments, she asked Nneka to bring Ifeanyi so she could see him for herself. The following day, Ifeanyi came to the house to meet her grandmother, and they had a long discussion. Finally, her grandmother accepted him, as that is what Nneka wanted, since she did not want to listen to her. The following day, Nneka and Ifeanyi got married. Everyone celebrated with them, and she went to her husband's house. She was so happy. They laughed and jizzed, and they looked so good together, not knowing what will happen that night. That night, the house suddenly disappeared, and Nneka saw a scary ball rolling down towards a hut, and she started crying and calling out Ifeanyi. Suddenly, she saw two scary eyes moving in the hut. Nneka was so terrified and she kept calling out Ifeanyi. Suddenly, a huge dark image appeared, laughing and saying, "I am Ifeanyi, your doom. I have come to possess you." Immediately, he turned Nneka to a gold statue as he kept laughing. Days passed, months, and years. No one heard about Nneka or Ifeanyi, and the mother was so depressed as she was forgotten. The lesson to be learned from this is that it pays to listen to the wise and positive words of our parents and our elders, as not all that glitters is gold. If you enjoyed this story, kindly like and support our channel by subscribing if you are new. Until then, I'll see you all in my next video.